loading. Ahora sí. Nos fuimos live and let's start recording as well. All right. Amin, how are you?
Alex, great. Honestly excited for the Q4. What about you?
Yes, I'm very excited. Q4 too. Not my best quarter. I don't like it very much.
Yeah,
But
because
yeah,
the Amazon fees
because of
they
many
increase
things.
a lot.
Amazon fees, delay in the shipments, crazy time. Everybody wanna have day off because there is Christmas. You have Halloween, Christmas, Thanksgiving, and also all those
A lot of
delays
things.
and all those things. So let's dive in. So what is the top things, in my opinion, is to be prepared is inventory management for Q4. Give me your opinion. What is the best strategy that you think is for inventory management?
Okay, yeah. So everything depends, right? If it's a new product that you're trying to launch, for example, in Q3 to see, or maybe it's your first Q4 with that product, or if it's a product that you're already selling, years. So obviously, for if the product you're selling already like for many years, so at least you had a Q4 previously, I would like what we do is we take that as an example. So we analyze the data, like the conversion rate, how much we were selling in that time, and we try to forecast based on that. Obviously the yearly growth. So for example, if last year we were selling on the Q4 of certain products 1,000 units, but we grew like 20% year to year, we're going to add that growth to the Q4 season. And most of the times it's going to be most of the times it's going to be less. But obviously, the Amazon fees, for example, the storage fee, and also like the cost to send your products to Amazon increases on this time. So it's really, it's really an art to balance all those costs at the same time be as much like precise with what you're sending. But usually we do that. And for the new products, so products that we never sell on Q4 before, what we try to do is what we try to see with softwares like Helium 10 or SmartScout, how much our competitors, similar reviews, similar number of rating, we're selling on that season, and we try to forecast based on that. So what are your main tips for them?
In your opinion, I know you are expert in advertisement part. How's the cost for Q4 comparing to previous quarters? Are they increasing
Yeah.
or they're the same? Give me your feedback on that.
Yeah, most of the times, more brands want to advertise on the platform during this period of the year, because obviously the volume, the traffic is a lot more. So most of the times in most categories you see an increase on the bids, but at the same time you see an increase on the volume. So what happens if you maintain the same bid as you have in the rest of the year, probably yes, you're going to be less visible than the rest of the year. But at the same time, more people are looking for the products that you're selling. Obviously, we are not talking about like seasoning products. In that case, yes, the bid cost increase crazy. But in most categories, yes, you see an increase. Also, we have like a strategy that we change the prices on Q4 compared to the rest of the year. So usually we increase prices on Q4 in order to be able to balance those fees, not just the PPC increase. So most of the times you see that. But obviously, if we're increasing the price, then the tacos, that is what we really measure, it stays technically the same, because yes, you're spending more money, but at the same time you are making more money too. So that's kind of the perspective I have on Q4 and advertising.
Interesting, interesting. As far as, I mean, in my case, the logistically for Q4, it's a nightmare. You know, a couple of things to avoid for sure is launching any new products. I think it's the worst quarter to launch any new products. I got that advice
Agree.
couple of years ago, like 4 years ago, and that's the best advice, because like you mentioned, the PPC is more expensive. Everybody want to advertise. Everybody is want to buy products, but it doesn't necessarily means that you're going to be selling your product, because people that are going to be selling is the one that are already positioned, you know, they already
Correct.
have good reviews. They already have great optimization list, and they already have they're already positioned. They're ready to be sold. But if you just launching the product, is the worst time. That's one thing.
It's the worst time.
The other products, in my opinion, are the worst also, is seasonal products. I know there's a lot of money to make in a seasonal products because they sell crazy, but you need to really understand the risk that you take it. Okay. So many things can go wrong with Amazon. Your listing can get shut down, your account can get shut down. And if you bought seasonal product, and if it's have expiration date and you miss the season, you basically screwed. You know? So it's
yeah,
I
100%.
my advice always to avoid, and if you will get into seasonal product, very low risk, you know, don't over purchase the lower amount than expected to sell. So if you expect, based on the competition, that you're gonna sell 10,000 units, buy 5,000 units. You know, it's fine. It's fine to undersell, but it's better than buying 10,000 units and only sell 5,000 and stick with 5,000 units. You know, and if it's and if the product have expiration date, you know, you're screwed. So any money that you thought that you're gonna make, you lose. Okay. And I know some brands, and we know some brands that push the seasonal products and they want us to buy, but again, very careful, buy as little as you can, test, and if it goes well, maybe next season you buy a little bit more, but don't go all over your head and buy something and then just basically lose money. Okay, so that's my view on the inventory.
I would like to, yeah, for sure. I would like to add something from the advertising point of view. Most of the times, also the season products, the bids increase too much because all the year they are not advertising on that keyword. So basically, even products that are not 100% related to the keywords, like the seasoning keywords, most brands, because the automatic campaigns, also because the strategy they have, they try to put themselves on those keywords, even though the product is not 100% related. So you have more competition on the keywords. And as well, one of the other things is be sure that you position yourself before the season. You need time, at least I would say like 2-3 months before. You need to send inventory, have your PPC campaigns going, like running, and you better position before than right before the season or during the season, because the amount of orders you have to do in a day to position yourself, your product in a certain keyword is going to be in like much more than if you try to do it before the season. And you see like dramatic difference. Could be like eight orders per keyword that you need to do a daily compared to 80 during the season. So it's very important to position yourself before the season if you're thinking to launch a product or you have a private label related to something seasonal.
And it goes hand to hand with the inventory. So you have to send the products if you're going to do the seasonal products beforehand. And we're talking about months beforehand. You cannot send the product 30 days before the season starts. It's just too late. No. You know, you might grasp some, but it's going to be very little. You know, you need to have the advertisement on point and you have to have the inventory on point before the season starts. And we're talking about, like you mentioned, at least 60 to 90 days, preferably 90 days. And yeah, so it's a lot of strategies. It's a lot of planning for the seasonal products. And again, the Q4, it's so many things at the same time. You got the Q4, which is the end of the year, and you got a lot of seasons in that Q4, you know. Plus you mentioned, which is tremendous effect on margins because of the fees. Amazon, I still don't figure out well the jump that they do. They adjust a lot on the specific products in the specific category for the Q4, but for sure they increase by a lot. So you have to make sure that your product is profitable. Okay. The shipping cost also increases and also delays. Okay. If normally you send something, you could have it active in a couple of weeks, maybe in a week. Now it could take up to a month. Okay. So you need to take that in consideration going for Q4. Now we're ready. Right now is October 2nd. If you're doing something for Q4, you're already late. You're already late.
Yeah, unless it's Christmas, you know, probably like you're still on time.
If you're on Christmas, you're right there. You have to already working on it. Believe it or not, last month, which was September, between September and October, the shipments start being delayed already because everybody already sending the products for Q4. So the shipment were delaying by a lot, you know. So
crazy.
So the other thing that I would like to touch base is the managing cash flow during the Q4. You know, that's one of the things that you need to be also to be careful with the seasonal products. You know, you don't want to over purchase any products. You don't want to over purchase, but seasonal are even more delicate. You know, because if the product is with the expiration, it's no good for you for next year. Or maybe it's good for you next year. It doesn't have expiration, but you're going to have to wait 12 months to be able to sell that product. And that can affect your cash flow drastically. You know, imagine you buy 50,000 units and you only sold half and you only have half of money basically sitting towards the next year. If you're lucky and it doesn't have expiration date.
Yeah, and you know, it's not just the money that is down there. It's also the potential interest that you're paying in that money, because like I know many sellers use like credit lines or credit cards to finance their products. So that's one thing. And the other thing is also the missing opportunity, right? So basically, if you had money sit down on a product, you are missing the opportunity to use that money to buy other products that are non-seasonal that can be making money all the year for you. So yeah, in my case, I honestly prefer recurring products and also non-season products. That's like the perfect combination in my case.
Right. Tell me about listing optimizations or product optimizations for the holiday seasons.
Yeah, so basically this is, I would say this is a really interesting opportunity for many brands, because if you see most of the brands, they are not really putting their attention on listing optimization for the seasons. So if you ask most of the sellers, most of the big brands, most of the, I would say even like the mid-sized brands, they change their listing probably like one time per year. If that's like, that's like the minimum. But if you are all the time, if you're a serious seller, serious brand that you really want to position on Amazon, what you have to do is actively, we do like once a month ideally. So once a month, you check all your keywords and you see if there are potential keywords, for example, in this case, season keywords that you want to add to your listing and also to your PPC strategy. So that's something really interesting because most of the brands, when the season comes, they don't put those keywords in neither in their PPC, neither in their listing. So that's one opportunity. And then you have your listing. So it's really nice and also improves the conversion. If you change little things about your listing, for example, main image, secondary images, maybe the storefront design based on the season. Obviously, you're not going to do this for every single season, but if Halloween is an important one for you because you're, let's say, in a candy category or you are in like in any related category, you want to have your at least your storefront, your main image, and I would say like one or two secondary images. You want to change them to something related to the season. So, for example, can be a little detail on the main image that just is like related to the season or attracts the attention to your main image. I saw many comments actually in LinkedIn of other sellers talking about that Amazon is not really caring about the regulations of the main image. So you see many main images that are not like 100% completely aligned with the Amazon policies. So you can have little details, on the main image that is going to attract the attention on the listing. And most of the times you can use something seasonal to do it. Also, don't forget to put the keywords, like the seasoning keywords on your backend, on the listing backend. That's something, easy. You can do it in 2 minutes, but it's going to have a huge impact on the algorithm and the views you get on those keywords. So what are your main strategies on that?
No, I think you're totally right. I think a lot of people miss the opportunities on those holidays and optimizing towards the specific holiday. If it's a Christmas, or if it's a Halloween, or if it's a Thanksgiving, you need to optimize your listing according to the season. And if you are doing it correctly, you will be outpacing your competition. Whoever
Yes.
is in your niche, in your category, not doing that, you're gonna be selling more than them because you're gonna be standing out. Maybe in the regular
Yes.
season, you guys are competing and they're outselling you because maybe they have a better strategy outside the channel. But because you are standing out on a specific image, like you said, on a keyword, when somebody put a Halloween gift or Christmas gift, and it pops out your product with a small image that is basically catching your eye, it's
Yeah,
definitely a way of standing out and crushing your competition, and it
absolutely.
doesn't have to
Yeah, and
be
a quick,
it doesn't have to be a big thing. It's just
no,
small image, small cartoon,
yeah,
some decoration. It can be a very small detail that others don't have, but because it's like a window. When you open Amazon store and you put any product, and it comes out a bunch of products, and if out a bunch of products, only a couple of them are related to the season or to the holiday that you're advertising, it's catching your eye, and you're gonna attract that buyer.
absolutely. And also, I will encourage sellers to also take a look of their banners, videos they are using during the season on the advertising. So basically, if you are doing like a video ad, inside your PPC strategy, you maybe want to use or test, because you can do A/B testing. So you can A/B test your main video, and you can put like a second video that is more related to the season and see what compares better. But usually it's going to compare better the season, because when someone is looking for a specific product keyword and they see your video and they kind of relate with what you're selling, but also you have a nice season background and stuff, they are going to be more likely to buy you, you know. And probably that's a little change that you have to do to the video. And you know, if the video is too complicated for you, you can change the banner you're using on the advertising, or just like the copywriting you're using and stuff like that.
Right. Well, to close our conversation, you also need to take care of the post-holiday planning. So what happens after the holiday pass? You know, basically planning for your Q1, and you know, you need to plan what's going to happen with the inventory that you didn't sell. If it's a seasonal products, what are you going to do with it? You're going to be donating, you're going to be throwing away, and you have to have SOPs ready for bringing back your listing, because I saw a lot of times competition don't do that. They just forget about their main image, and now it's a Q1 and you still have Christmas tree around your product. So now now you're going to be losing sales because of that, because now the people seeing the product that is related to Christmas and they're ready in Q1, they don't want to know anything about the Christmas anymore, you know. And
Yeah, too much.
exactly, that's going to tank your sales. So you need to have that strategy postpone, you know, postpone the holidays. What is going to be done right, let's say the first week of January after the holidays are gone, or that's related to Christmas. But again, there's so many seasons. It can be Halloween, it can be a Thanksgiving. What's going to happen right after the Thanksgiving? Maybe you can have a couple more days, but that's it. You need to change your main image. You need to remove the products if it's just related to that season. You need to have that plan out, and so it can be anticipated and well done.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely, something at least we try to do with season products is, for example, if we see that season is ending. So let's put, for example, Christmas as an example. Usually, people start buying Christmas like mid-November. You see the demand coming for most Christmas product like mid-November, because like people are starting to buy that type of product. Obviously, there is before demand, but I say like the peak starts on mid-November until until Christmas. So it's like a month. But if you're selling a Christmas product and you are already like, you know, close to the end of the season, I would say like 5 days, 10 days, and you still have inventory, you know that you're going to get stuck with that inventory for a long time, maybe a year. What I would recommend is go to like lower your price to your break-even price, you know, so that way you can get the money yourself, like don't get stuck with that inventory. And also it's nice because you obviously when you reduce the price, you're going to see also a really nice ranking improvement, because people are going to buy more your product, and Amazon is going to say, oh, this listing or this product ended the season with this ranking, and next year you're going to be already like in the top ranking, or you know where you were the year before, and that's going to help you to start a better season next year. So that's something that have you know, two benefits.
Totally agree. Totally agree. I mean, it was nice talking to you. Now
Great, thank you.
I wanna let everybody know that we're gonna be doing this once a month. You know, it's gonna be first Wednesday of the month at 5 p.m. We're gonna go live. Of course, we're gonna do some highlights and post all over the social media. but this is going to be our main channel to basically talk about everything e-com related. Okay.